I was devastated when I found out that my brother and girlfriend were having an affair. Now my brother is having a mental breakdown because I am refusing to be in his life again. I haven't spoken or seen my brother Kevin in 5 years. I barely speak to our parents or anyone in the family. When I was 22 and Kevin was 25, I found out that my girlfriend of 3 years was having an affair with Kevin. I broke up with her and moved back into my parents' place, showing my parents the proof of the affair. After a month of ignoring Kevin's attempt to reach out and being cold when he would come around to apologize, my parents told me it was time to forgive him. They even went as far to stage an intervention with my ex, Kevin, and extended family, to give me reasons why I should forgive them, especially Kevin. All this did was hurt me more. I told him what they did was unforgivable, especially when it came to Kevin because he was my brother. I looked up to him. I would have done anything for him. We were really close and he betrayed me in the worst way. A couple of months after that I got the chance to get far away from them and took it. I had no contact with Kevin and my parents. For the last couple of months, I've been in contact with a cousin because my grandmother has been having health issues. And it got worse, so I went back to visit her in the hospital. On the way out I unfortunately ran into Kevin. He wanted to talk but I pretended I didn't know him and he started to cry saying he was sorry and he wanted to have a relationship. I told him he must have me mistaken for someone else and left. My cousin then called me later saying Kevin has a really bad mental breakdown about what happened. Apparently ever since I cut contact with him, his mental health has declined a lot. Then my parents called me and begged me to see Kevin, that being there for him would give him peace of mind. They pressured my cousin into giving them my number. I told them I wasn't going to do that. Mom started crying saying she wanted her family back, that she wanted her sons to be close again. I told her that Kevin, she, and Dad ruined that I didn't care about them anymore. My dad then asked if we all sat down, talked, and apologized for all the hurt we caused each other, that things could be the way they were before. I said I didn't want to talk and I had nothing to apologize for. The next day, my dad called and I could tell he was crying. He said Kevin tried swallowing a bunch of pills. Apparently they told Kevin what I said and it pushed him over the edge. My parents found him in time and now he's in the hospital. They think I can make his mental health better if I just have a relationship with him again, but I don't want one. I don't feel it's fair to put his mental health on me. I don't even know how I would even help him when every time I think of him all I feel is rage, hurt, and betrayal. He's my brother but I just don't want nothing to do with him. So am I the asshole for not wanting anything to do with my brother? Update: Kevin actually didn't try to commit suicide but he had a really bad mental breakdown which led my parents to take him to the hospital. My parents decided to tell me he tried to commit suicide to get me to see him because they believed that I could help him. Kevin is okay now but he'll be closely watched because he is suicidal. I don't know if he's getting the help he actually needs or if my parents are just keeping him home. How I found this out was from my Uncle Ray. He called me because my mom ran crying to him after their plan didn't work and told him everything, so he called me after he found out. I then called my parents and told them any chance we had at reconnecting was none. Not only did they lie about what happened to Kevin, but they used him as a pawn which hurt him more than anything. That they are sick in the head and need help. They tried to explain that they only wanted to get their family back together. That they missed how close Kevin and I used to be. I told them that would never happen especially because of what they did. That Kevin didn't need me, he needed professional help. My dad then screamed at me saying it's my job as his brother to help him. That I'm supposed to be there for him no matter what. That Kevin loves me but made a mistake that he shouldn't be punished for. My mom then started agreeing with Dad saying it was time for me to come home and be a happy family again. I told them I was done and never to contact me again. They started calling me for days on end but then suddenly stopped. My grandmother is out of the hospital and back home. She's the reason the call stopped. I didn't tell her anything that was going on because I didn't want to stress her, but she found out through Ray. According to Ray, when he told her what had been happening she demanded him to take her to my parents' house, then she ripped them a new one and they started crying. Especially Dad since it's his parents. She told them that they would no longer be a part of this family even though they were barely a part of it anyway. She also went to see Kevin and told him that he needs professional help and if he wants it she'll help him get it. She also told him that she would not kick him out of her life completely but he had to fix a lot of things about himself to really be back into the family. Grandmother is also a little mad at me for not telling her what was happening. I was trying to justify it but she hit me on the back of my head and told me it didn't matter, which made my grandpa laugh. They told me that they would make sure my parents wouldn't get through to me and to make sure that Kevin is getting the help he needed to get better. I told them I appreciate them but to not get so stressed, especially with grandma coming out of the hospital, but again a solid hit to the head shut that down. They told me as grandparents they're supposed to help their grandkids, especially the ones that really need it. Grandma went on to explain that she knows the hurt Kevin has caused but he needs help desperately and I agreed with her. Grandpa then explained that they would help him and make sure my parents were doing right by him. They will also make sure that nobody in the family contacts me that I wouldn't want to be contacted. My grandmother told me if I hid anything from her again I wouldn't want to be caught by her. So no more secrets from grandma. So that's it for now. Kevin should be getting the help he needs and my parents are getting their asses kicked by grandma. I'm fine with how the situation ended. I've been staying in contact with my grandparents more and I've been talking to more family.